I think there's like 5 big signs of narcissists in dating. Love bombing, very, popular verbiage now. Big, intense, grandiose gestures. And that's because a narcissist wants to get you invested as quickly as possible, so that when they flip the switch, you're like so in love, you're so into it that it's easier to transition out of like the best picture. So love bombing is a classic tactic from a narcissist because it moves you along the process quicker. Mm-hmm. General lack of empathy and that like lack of accepting boundaries. So they'll push, and it will seem very small at the very beginning. You might say, oh, well, I actually can't do Friday because I'm seeing friends. And they'll say, oh, but that's the day that's the day I really want to do. That's the only day that works for me. Like smaller things where there's a lack of boundaries and a lack of like empathy from your side. If you do say like, oh, I'm not ready to sleep with you, or I don't want to go to this location. There's no respect around your thoughts or feelings, and it can be as small as that, but that is a sign of your lack of empathy, because you want the person you're dating to feel comfortable or to find compromise. So if they can't do that in even the small things, that's also a sign. So that's lack of empathy, and then sort of manipulation around that. And they may manipulate you through like sadness or general strong arming. And then we also have 4, attention seeking behavior. So things like spotting that you might have been with an ex or whatever, like jealousy seeking behaviors. So like, oh, a girl spoke to me today, or a guy spoke to me today, to see their reaction. They're trying to get attention from you. So any behaviors that are a little bit attention seeking. And that ties in with people who trauma dump as well early on. It's an attention seeking behavior. You're looking like, they're trying to suss out like, will you give me all the validation that I want? And so they're seeing, are you someone who's going to go, well, deal with it? Because then they're not going to want to date you. You're not going to be a fuel provider. And then the last one as well is the exes as enemies.
What's that mean?
Oh my gosh, my ex was so crazy. I can't even tell you about, if you have had a bad ex, that is fine and acceptable, but often it's not presented as an enemy, or it's also given to you later into the dating process. Maybe 3 or 6 months in, a healthy person would confide in you perhaps, or as things come up, or my ex used to do that and it wasn't great. But to present your ex as an enemy early on, that's covert narcissism, that's attention seeking, and they're setting the groundworks for vulnerabilities they're going to use to manipulate you at a later date. So, and often you see a couple of those as a trifecta. Date 1, 2, or 3, you'll definitely see a sign for this. And I'm of the camp, I must say, like people have different camps, that some of these narcissists are so good at flying under the radar, but if you're aware, they'll present it. It just will be very small. In nature, but there will be 2 or 3 signs.